we've got a 2015 15 plate Kawasaki ZZR1400 with some really nice Vince exhausts. So mileage on the bike, okay, mileage is 20,462, and it's in really nice condition. It's not like a brand new bike. It does have the odd mark in places. It is ultimately 6 years old, 20,000 miles on it, but it's in very nice condition. So I'm going to give you a look around. I'm going to show you every single mark I can find. So we've got a really nice MRA touring screen, dark tint, a little bit of a flip on it, nice condition. You've got the odd mark just from sort of cleaning and general use, but nothing excessive at all. On the mirrors, so these are like an alloy, so it's a little bit of oxidisation. So just where the water gets underneath the paint and you get a little bit of paint bubbling. So that's from a couple of feet away, that's about a foot away, and if you're getting really close, you can see it. The other one hasn't actually done it, so not sure how that works. Well, it has ever so slightly actually, that arm hasn't done it, but just down here, just ever so slightly. In the front of the bike, we've got a couple of little stone chips just in a few places, but nothing excessive whatsoever. Got a couple of chips down right on the nose there. Headlights look fine. Same with the front mudguard, you've got a couple of little stone chips and a tiny little scratch just there. Front tyre looks good. It's got all of its shape, loads of tread. ABS model, and it's got KTRC as well. Headers look in nice condition. And then the radiator, no big dents or repairs, but it obviously has got signs of use. Forks look in good condition. And the bottom of the fork leg, we always get this with Kawasaki's. Bottom of the fork leg is good, but just on the very top, you just get a little bit of paint peeling off, and it's doing what most Kawasaki's do. Front wheel, quite tidy, but does have a few chips in places. Again, more general wear and tear really. And then just here, just behind the headlight, we've got a tiny little chip in the paint. There's no sort of damage as such on this panel. No big scratches, no cracked panels, nothing like that. R&G crash bobbin. And then on the end of the mirror, a couple of tiny little marks. It's all secure and the glass is all good. And then we've got no marks on the end of the brake lever. R&G bar slider with a very slight graze. Just the sort of thing you would do going through a gateway or something like that really. Again, can't see any damage here. A little bit of paint flaking off just around the oil sight, but there's no damage, no scuffs or anything. That lead comes off, that's just here for us to charge the bike while we're in the showroom. If you do want it left on, it's £10. If you want it took off, not a problem. If you buy an Optimate, we leave it on free of charge. No scuffs or marks on the rear brake pedal, or the hero blob, or the foot peg. And as I said, we've got these really nice Vince exhausts, carbon fibre tips, a couple of tiny little dents on there. Again, not accident damage, just the sort of thing that just gets picked up in general use really. A couple of little rub on the frame, again, just from the rider. And then looking up here, all the dash and the cockpit, everything works exactly as it should do. A really nice cool display when it fires up. It's got a Garmin Zumo mount. It doesn't have the Garmin with it, it's just the mount that comes with the bike. Adjustable suspension. Then we've got a tank lock ring. So if you have a Give tank lock bag, or if you want to buy one, that's the ring to accept it. Just stops the tank bag from actually touching the tank. And then the previous owner has gone to this quick release fuel cap setup. So you don't need a key to get in there when you stop. Got a standard Kawasaki tank pad on there, and can't see any chips or marks over here. Little bit just there. The panel's all secure, but just the edge of that plastic panel is just sort of protruding just slightly, but it's just the nature of plastic bikes, and unfortunately panels do change shape slightly over years. It's all secure. Seats all good. Got a Shad SH58X top box. Very, very cool design. If it's unlocked, I'll show you. So it's got the bag in there as well. So what you can do with this, open these up, and then it means, so the top box is expandable, so you can travel with it slim, get to your destination, and then you can expand the top box to put your helmet in, or you can leave it fully expanded to just give you more luggage space. And we've got backrest on there as well. Let's get back down here. Got a couple of marks on the swing arm, probably just from using a paddock stand. Again, all the disc obviously looks used, but perfectly serviceable. Rear wheels pretty similar to the front. A little bit of chipping in places, but nothing excessive. The rear tyre, again, signs of use, but you wouldn't change that just yet. Well, you wouldn't change it for a long while, to be perfectly honest. R&G tail tidy. The silencer looks a little bit cleaner to the other one. The other one's got a couple of tiny little dents on. This hasn't even got that. And again, the seat unit looks good, the seat looks good. You've got the odd little mark on the top box, just to be expected as it's used. And the chain and sprockets obviously look used because they are, but they're still perfectly serviceable, and they've got loads of life left in them. All very, very similar to the other side. No damage to the foot peg or the hero block or the gear lever. Little rub on the frame just from use. That's okay. Found a little bit of damage. So on the tank here, we've got a few chips on the tank. If I had to guess, I would guess it was from a rider zip getting on off the bike maybe. So if I do it from, that's around about 2.5 feet away. Can't really see it very well from there. Getting closer, about a foot away. Yep, it's got some chips on the tank, you can't get away from that. And if I get in really close, they're there. So sort of walking past, that's kind of what you see when you just sort of walk up to the bike generally. If you touched it in, if you got a little bit of sort of Kawasaki emerald green, just touched it in, it wouldn't be half as bad. But that is how it is right now. Again, no damage at all, just a little bit of sort of panel moving just a touch there, but everything's perfectly secure. Tiny little mark on R&G bearing, no scuffs or anything at all. No scuffs on the clutch lever or the crash bobbin, and I can't see any damage at all on this side of the bike, and not even a scuff on a mirror. And then again, the front of the bike, very, very comparative with the other side. So overall, we've got a nice tidy bike. There's a couple of marks, particularly on the tank on this side. You can see the bike now. It's in our showroom in Sittingbourne, Kent. We're open from 9 AM to 5 PM, Tuesday to Saturday. Good selection of bikes. And if you've got any questions at all, please do give us a call.